What's going on, Matt?
Bobby, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good, man. Yep.
Feeling good? Looking good? Dude, you
Feeling
got a
good.
hole. You have a hole in your body. That's crazy. Is that 10 barrel?
Yes, it is.
10 barrel brewing. Ben's very own. Matt, we're going to talk markets, but before we do, I got to bring this up. I'm currently in a heated chess match here, and I don't know
Eat it.
if the re-lockdowns are happening. So I'm going to highly recommend a Netflix series called The Queen's Gambit, and I've been playing mostly just my nephew for over a year now. I don't know. We have hundreds of
One game.
games.
It's one game for a year.
No. No. But interesting game here. I had him up one pawn, and we're gonna. I thought he would bite on exchanging queens and just leave it at that. He was smart though. He didn't. He's up 2 pawns on me now. I bring this up because chess is very much like trading, right? You have to play the board that's in front of you. You can't. If you make a mistake, you need to move on.
Right.
You can't dwell. You're never getting that piece back on the board. It's over.
Right.
And totally enjoyed the Queen's Gambit and the flow of chess. I love the game. I'm not good at it. I'm getting a little better. But I just want to bring that up, Matt. Your thoughts on playing what's in front of you, playing the chart as similar to trading.
One of my trading mentors, a hedge fund that I traded for in the late 90s, early aughts, made his initial grub stake to trade as a professional backgammon player. And he was also the individual that I've mentioned before that was always concerned about what are you reading and where is your reading material on your desk, because you're going to have a lot of time when you're not doing anything. And it's been some of the most prognostic advice I've received, and it has nothing to do with trading, but you have to be able to immerse yourself when the markets demand. But when they're like today's an example of a market, really, as we go, the further we get away from this self-anointed media king of the United States, Biden, which happened on that Saturday after the election, we're now almost 2 weeks from that self-anointed, and nothing's happened. The market has stopped because the market knows that it's not over. And I bring this up because to your question about games and moves and how to move on, right now we're literally like, you can't make the market move. And markets get like this at times, and the worst thing you can do is trade. The worst thing you can do is try to make it move. It's not going to do it because you want it to. So we're in this compressed zone right now, Bob, where you got to be in it. You got to, again, trading is freaking boring most of the time. Right. It is not this sexy, swashbuckler, even the Wall Street, the movie. It's not even about trading, right? It's about deal making. And in the deal-making space, the deals are anticlimactic. So even the dramatization in that world is, over the top. Trading, if done well, by the way, is all about knowledge, and it's all about learning. And that's what I love about it, is that I'm always learning about new companies. I'm learning about new products. That's what's exciting about trading to me. And then once I have that information, using it with the tools in my box and the tools that you have in your box to hopefully make some money. That's the goal of trading, right?
Right on. It's interesting here. Just another thing I want to point out here. My rating here at chess.com, 1,061. And this is for games that you have a couple days to move, right? So if you get busy, you're not timed out. You're not going to lose the game. Right. Sometimes the games moves faster than other times if we're both able to be at the game at the same time. My point is, though, that in speed chess, right, a 3-minute game, a 1-minute game they actually call blitz, either one of those games, I am twice as bad. My rating's around 500. in speed chess. I'm terrible at it. Like I need time to analyze the board and see where my mistakes are. I don't see the board naturally in that speed.
I'm curious if that relates to your trading. Are you better in longer term swing trades then?
I absolutely am better in a longer term time frame, and then watching the shorter term time frames, or fractals we like to call them, as that, you know, I talked all the time about, especially when I was talking specifically cryptos, on how markets, they just don't turn around and go the other way. It takes time. There's back and forth. It's not a straight line.
Right.
Even the V recovery, there was plenty of back and forth. Yeah, and so for sure, I need time. Give me some time. I need to check the board out, and don't pressure me, damn it.
And here's the thing. Here's, you know, as this relates to where we are in the markets right now, the SPOOs are stuck, right? They're not moving, and that's the S&P 500. So I don't need to look at 500 stocks today. Yeah, there might be some small caps moving. There always are small caps moving for a day or two. But the reality is, when volatility gets muted like this, you got to wait. And the longer you wait, the more explosive the move will be when it comes. But it could take a day, a month, 9 months, 10 months, 4 years, 8 years, as we saw during Obama, when, you know, we had no excitement in the markets and just kind of a slow, steady escalator up, going nowhere every day. Right.
Right on. All right. Next up, Matt, we always keep our eye on technology, and this headline, and we're going to go to the chart. GM launching car insurance business based on the idea its vehicles can remotely track behaviors or drivers' behaviors and set insurance rates accordingly. What a brilliant use of technology. And, you know, they've been insuring cars, and they have enough data on drivers and drivers' tendencies to know which drivers are more likely to blow that red light. It reminds me of me getting a red light ticket in Chicago and saying, no way, man, I did not blow that red light. And then you could actually go on and view the footage. And I was like, hey, wow, I totally blew that red light. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Right.
But something shaking here in GM. You want to take a look at it, and then I'll take a look at it.
Sure, I can take a look at it right away here. Yeah, it's interesting because I was looking at these the last few days, just because of Tesla and you know, them joining the S&P 500. Ford, I was looking at Ford. You know, I'm a Detroit guy, so Ford, GM are always in my crosshairs. You know, these were the symbols, by the way, that I grew up and got me hooked in this business. That was F, it was GM, it was at the time Chrysler, whatever Chrysler was back then, and I don't recall. Might have been like, you know, in the 70s. Well, it was
AMC for sure.
Might have been AMC. I was even going to say that.
Yeah.
But that was back, you know, when Lee Iacocca was running the show. Real simple here. We broke out above the profile. You know, the core of the profile is basically 31 to 18. And we had been in that all year, and then we broke out once the news came. Again, self-anointed king of the United States, self-anointed by MSNBC, CNN, etc., but still no decision being made. That's when this thing broke out above this, and it broke out, tested, and you know, now is up here at 44 on your good news. This may be your exit stage left moment. Because, folks, I mean, cars, I don't know. I mean, they're lasting longer than ever. Do you buy a car every 4 years like you used to? Most people don't anymore. So, you know, but the parts business is good for GM. And I think this technology play is interesting, but it's also a little bit invasive and pervasive and perverse in the same way. I don't want, you know, big brother again, knowing every left turn I made, and you know that.
Well, you know, yeah, and I got to tell you, I'm actually more likely to be in line with this invasiveness than many others. Like if I'm not, you know, why should I pay a rate if I don't drive like an asshole? You know, why do I have to pay the asshole rate? I don't drive like that.
Well, I have to pay the asshole rate because I have four assholes that are under 23.
All right, let me show you what I'm seeing in it too, because it's similar. Unshare your heart.
All right, man. Sorry.
No worries. Bear with me.
Dead air. Dead air.
Dead air. We got a company leader. This is Raven. We have a dead air alert. A dead air alert.
Shit.
All right. Here we go. And GM, the 3-day. So for me, Matt's a reversion trader more than a breakout trader. I'm more the momentum guy. And the 3-day, I love the momentum level that this thing has just churned on since July, a little bit below it. And going back to I love the 3-day. I love the 3-day chart because it doesn't roll on a Friday, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, check out a 3-day chart. The weekly, again, man, this thing is parabolic now. And as stupid as things have run this year, I for sure don't think I want to fade it. I guess that's what I'm saying. If you got on this train, I will say this, though, that on the monthly, when you fractal out, what is so different about GM versus 2017 pre-corona, the highs they made in October, that's going to make this thing, go further than that.
And it's already gone 3x from the corona low. So
exactly. So
if you were smart enough to buy, down in the depths of hell, now you should be smart enough to sell.
Exactly. You got to be scaling out. If you do not take profits at that collar, at that other high at 47, Matt, we talking about it all the time, right? Bears make money. Bulls make money. Pigs get slaughtered.
Bulls and bears make money. Pigs get slaughtered. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
right, man, we had a reach out inside the community for Nicola.
Sure. Yeah, why don't you bring it up first?
All right, I will.
I think my charts died here. I got to reboot everything, so you're gonna have to give me a minute.
All right. Again, not enough price data here. Actually, just enough to run the monthly, but that's not the. I want to go back to the 3-day again on this because a couple of things here that the nuance of trading. Yeah, you got those bands that collapsed so much on this sideways move, basically since whenever this low was put in September 23rd. But they're starting to kick. They're starting to kick again, and this explosive move after they launched this thing here, the launch cycle that happened in May, taking it parabolic and stratospheric up to over $90. My feeling is this: you can be in it, but it better mind the momentum again. And talk about trading in and out of markets. What's wrong with selling some $27, $28 and then reestablishing on pullbacks towards that momentum level? I love seeing charts evolve like this, and you see the last time that it ran like this into the collar, blow off through the collar, back to the momentum level, rallies back to the momentum level. You get a chance to play the ebb and flow, and I know the profile shows similar things.
Yeah, matter of fact, can you bring up my profile chart on your machine there, Bob? Because I'm technology challenged right now. If you can't, that's fine.
Of course we can.
That would be very helpful. And just give me like a 89 minute on that. That'll be fun. Or 144 is fine. Here's what I have to say about Nicola. As a seasoned short seller who has run short only hedge funds, I think this name is pure shit.
Tell me what you really think.
Well, I'm going to, because I would never buy. If I would ever take a trade in this, it would only be on the short side. And the danger with shorting down here as it's dragging on the bottom, and yes, I'm saying dragging on the bottom, is it could go up again. We've seen it up there near 100. It won't do that again unless something fundamentally drastically changes, because this thing has been hammered by some of the biggest, baddest short houses in the world, right? And so now we're seeing the typical squeeze after they took it down to 16. And this thing can squeeze. It could go up to 50, it could go up to 60, it could go up to 70. I have no idea. The problem I have with this name fundamentally is it's a $9.5 billion behemoth, right? And they absolutely have zero products. They have nothing to sell. The only sales they've ever done, the CEO bought like some battery chargers that they made for 30 grand. Like, that's the only sales. So not only is this thing a publicly traded piece of crap, but they literally are banking on you continuing to finance it while they come up with everything in the lab, convert it to actual manufacturing of a truck that is going to carry your shit. It's a long way off. This is worse. This is worse than many of these biotech companies that jump on, news that they're in phase 0.2 of 3, 0.2, right? They're thinking about doing a study on something that is going to fix schizophrenia.
Right.
Sold. So anyways, this chart is getting bullish, but I don't want to be long it. It's not somewhere where I want to be short it. So here's again where a trader goes, I don't have to be involved in this name, and I don't want to be involved in it. Let those that believe in the storied stocks chase it. I don't want to chase it. It's not my game. If you want to play a real company, at least Tesla's a little bit more real and has a little bit, this founder seems like a total buffoon from everything I've
All
read.
right, Matt, I'm sorry. I thought I was sharing it, but I wasn't sharing it.
That's
I
okay.
am now, yes?
Yeah, we could see it before. That's
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, the technology worked. Crazy.
Yeah. So, my point is it's a dangerous stock to be, again, if you're going to trade it as a rental, have tight stops, know where your risk is, and get the hell out when you get there, because this thing is thin. And when it moves, it can go against you, either up or down. And you better be a very good predecessor entry exit guy. If you're going to trade this, you better be a pro.
Right on. Before I click back to my chart again, I just want you can see here in the margin, and again let's talk cryptos just a little bit, but again, it just blows me away how dominant Bitcoin has for the field.
Right.
Look at all these crosses, down 5-6% against Bitcoin. And we talked about this the other day about how, look at now, fully basing now, this is Bitcoin, Ethereum below that meat of it. It's staying below it. It just blows me away that I've heard it again and again that Ethereum should be trading someplace because of what it did in
Yeah, again, the first wave of cryptos involved, a couple dozen names, and now the fever's not spreading beyond the one and only, kind of horse that's standing. And that again, I was talking this morning with somebody else, like, if you want to bring up a Bitcoin 5-minute chart for me and a profile, that would be
great. Well, I just want to point this out again. The 3-day, this is Ether Bitcoin cross. Look at that. It's terrible. It's been in lower momentum for weeks now. And then if you just listen to the story, people are storytellers. People love a story, but the chart's not aligned with where this thing should be because of some story that you heard. Please be a slave. Be a slave to the numbers. That's all I'm trying to say. Bitcoin. Let's go to a 5-minute.
Yeah, go to a 5-minute on a profile. And just give me like a couple days. Yeah, perfect. That's all I need to see. We are in the battle right now for go, no go. Are we going to go higher? Here's a simple way of looking at it. If 17,670, you see that point of control, which we've fallen under twice today, and we've risen over twice, that's your battle line, right? So as we rotate into the next day, I would be curious to see where this thing gets printed and closed, and I would see how this is behaving. If we can't take out that 18.4 again here by the end of the day, and we're sitting back at 17.5 or 17.4, my guess is we're going to see 16.7, and that's like the next level below us there. You can see it's actually dotted on your screen there. So just be wary that this thing is getting beyond Stretch Armstrong. If you look on a longer term chart, this thing has gone parabolic, and it's an inchworm parabolic. So I don't like those so much. I don't like, to me, I'm not super, again, I don't trade Bitcoin that often, and I'm not super eager about trading it because look at that $1,200 sell-off we saw, right? After it hit 1840, straight down. And that's because one seller came in and said, I need to sell 10. It wasn't even a big order. I need to sell 10 Bitcoins of $180,000. Boom, crush.
Yeah.
And then once that seller cleared, the other guy came in and said, well, I need to buy 10 and I'll buy them. And it took it all the way. And he ended up buying them at 18.5 and boom, they dropped the bottom out again, right back down.
Yeah. There's an old adage on the floor. And when you look at that 5-minute chart,
I would
call that fairly untradeable.
It's impossible. There's no
right, exactly.
There's no liquidity there, folks.
Right.
So
Going back to that.
Don't tell me you bought 10 and sold 10. It didn't happen.
Yeah. When markets become, and this was the adage on the trading floor, when markets seemingly are erratic, untradeable, you're usually near a top or a bottom. Another old adage. We need a whole segment on old adages.
Yeah.
All right, man, listen, I want to point out one other thing to the viewing public. MarketVitals.io, and I can bring it up here and share some things inside the site. We have private groups, Matt's Missed Trade, Daily Opportunities, Meet MD, Call the Doctor, Cryptos, Hoodies, and Suits. Tons of information in these individual groups, tons of information in the group itself. And most importantly, we're looking to build this community of like-minded traders that are more interested in trading profitably than their ego or their opinion. And I think that really encapsulates it. Listen, you can believe whatever you want. You can tell me whatever you want. If it makes me money, if there's a trade setup that makes me money, I'm interested to talk to you about it, right?
Right.
Tons of, especially here in the Meet MD, Pigs Fly Network, my friend Jeremy, just an incredible amount of data that he can collect and is distributing inside this private group. Matt, you do a phenomenal job with eyeballs on the markets. So please visit marketvitals.io and let's grow our trading profits together. That's what it's all about, Alfie.
Hey, Bob, what did you, who won that, who won there's MAC games now every night of the week. I love that the MAC is getting played as an ex-MAC guy.
The MAC said, listen, we're not.
Nobody's watching our shit, so let's put it on Tuesday, Wednesday night, and we'll get basically our entire, our season on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. And you know what? I will watch it. Tonight, by the way, tonight, in MAC spirit, we have your Western Michigan, which I'm wearing their colors, the Western Michigan Broncos.
Hey, did you see the end of the game last week?
Yeah.
The Broncos with the.
You know who they're playing tonight? The Chips.
The Chippewas, Eastern Michigan.
No. West or Central.
Central Michigan.
Eastern Michigan were the Hurons. They are now, something else.
Hey, John Syndicate. He's in the room.
Well, let's let him in.
Let's bring him in.
Let's talk a little sports here. Johnny, what do you got for us? John, we were just about to wrap up. You're coming in. We need a sports addict update. Oh, he's still connecting here.
Connecting audio. Connecting audio.
John, who do you like tonight? Do you like Western Michigan Broncos or the Central Michigan Chippewas?
Man, they got Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan. Everybody in Michigan is playing tonight. They got the recount in Michigan. They got the bounce in Michigan.
The recount. Yes, we forgot about the recount.
You got them coming down the stretch on an angle.
I know. I had to adjust it. Michigan's getting all the love this week between the news and the tape. It is interesting. Are you guys recording or are you just messing around right now?
No, we're live.
No, baby. We're live to the world. Periscope.
I'm getting ready to go live on the radio, but I wanted to pop in. So what's interesting about college football is you remember, Matt, there was no college football. People had a hunger for college football. They waited for college football. You looked forward to college football. I looked forward to college football. You'd have Monday night football, and then you'd starve till Saturday. In the last few years, it's oversaturation with these little conference games where the betting handle, people bet it simply because there's something to bet. Meaning, a lot of these games I lay off of. I just don't even get involved in because, what do you really need to bet just because there's a game on? It's like, do you really need to trade just because the market's open?
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Sometimes the best trade.
That fits very well into our theme today. That's what we were talking about because the SPOOs are stuck since King Biden was named king by the mass media, the market has stopped. So we have to wait until the real decision is made. Until the real decision is made by those that can name the president. And it's no different in football. So tell us, again, I'm asking you for the game. Western Central, who do you like? Broncos, Chips?
John, let me say something here. I brought it in with the chess. You see the chessboard in my background. I've been playing a lot of chess, and we brought the segment in saying that you got to play the board as it is. You can't be playing the board the way you wish it was. You can't play the board with pieces that aren't on it. You got to play the game as it's in front of you. So if you were going to bet, you don't have to bet.
Although in the betting world,
I was looking at that chessboard. Can't that pawn take the king?
No, that's backwards.
Oh, okay, got it. I'm looking.
Yeah.
I got it. So go ahead.
But well, John, I was saying, with the whole thing with the pawn moves and the games, it's where do you see, like, do they, we asked you this last week, do they track like how much money is bet by conference?
Not by conference, just on individual games. You can get a player, just like you can get a player report. You can get a player report, but not on conferences.
So I can't get a commitment of bets report on how much money was laid on the Big Ten versus the SEC?
Nah. And then because the gamblers don't care about it. The gamblers are so – think about scalping. They're so short-term. It's on that individual game. They don't really care about the conference. They just care about that.
Okay, but here's the thing I was going to ask you, and this is how it relates to what Bob was saying about chess and the board being what it is. Now with sports, I can buy points, right? I can buy the line up, down, sideways, lock it in, unlock it.
So you can do that. You'll go broke. So like, I do a radio show in 1 hour. I do a radio show in 7 minutes every week live in Las Vegas on 1400 AM. And just to plug it, you can always listen archived at sportsinsiderradio.com. But here's the thing.
Sports Insider Radio.
Right. We don't sell anything on this show. It's a 1 hour informational show. I'm going to go on the air soon. And one of my professional gamblers that hosts the show with me, David Miller, he's a big proponent of never buying points, because basically we've ran numbers, and literally the difference between laying 10 cents or laying 15 cents with a winning record can turn you from super profitable to losing. So, I mean, yes, you can buy points, Matt, and that's what the squares do. They buy points. But he will not buy points.
It's basically another dumb prop bet.
Well, it's like playing the tie at Baccarat, or the dragon bet, or at the crap table. You're trying to do all the numbers, and everybody does it for fun. And the one guy hits it one time, and he's addicted for the rest of his life. Like I was talking to a professional Baccarat player. We do a lot of professional table gamers, and Baccarat is basically not blackjack, but Baccarat is basically the big boy sport in terms of table games that professionals.
Yeah, best odds in Vegas.
So what's amazing is I was joking to him, and I said, I love playing the tie. And he goes, he goes, all right, if you love it, but there's a 7% edge to the house.
Time out.
It's a lot simpler just to play don't pass, don't come.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's the same thing. People play the don't, like Ted, my partner, plays the don't, and they hate him.
Matt's a don't player. Look at him,
They want to throw
him.
I'm a don't until the dice come around, then I roll, baby.
Have you? And by the way, have either one of you been in casinos in COVID?
I have not.
Yeah. So like I always tell people, like I said, if you're interested in making money and treating this as a business, you have to get. Sometimes it's just about getting the best odds you can, and as just like with trading and commission. It's interesting. I love trading futures, and obviously you still pay commissions. And obviously there's probably more people trading stocks because it's commission free. But if you're not profitable just because it's commission free, who cares?
Right. Yeah.
You know what?
Believe me, I used to spend, I would spend $200 around, a round trip in the late 90s to, a number of brokerages. But guess what? I was able to borrow the stocks from those brokerages.
Right.
And when those stocks collapsed, made it well worth my while. So,
Right.
Can I weigh in on the free brokerage?
Yeah,
Please.
sure.
As an old floor guy and a guy that held decks in many pits, you can't tell me you can't give away something for free, right? And there's no better advantage on the floor trading than holding the deck and seeing what's in the deck. So I'm pretty sure that I'd rather pay commissions and have an audited situation where I knew they weren't trading the deck. I mean, I guess I'm too cynical in my old age to think that, I wouldn't be.
But, I mean, people don't know this. People don't know this, and then maybe now they will, but they still don't. Like all my sons and my kids' friends, they all gamble in the stock market now, and they're all Robin Hooders, right? They all think they're so smart because they don't play commissions.
Robin Hood and
yeah,
and they can fractal out their shares, but what they don't realize is they're being, to Bob's point, that information is owned by Citadel, and Citadel is using it to frickin' trade against them. They're just using them to know which way to go against.
right.
Because why is that, Eric? Because the masses are always
asses.
There you go. You said it, not me. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get ready for my radio show. But I will tell you, sorry, but I know I'm not focused like I was last, but what I will say is this, is that from a betting point of view, all I can say is just like with the free commissions, yes, you can buy points. Yes, you'll remember the one game. Gambler's fallacy. Everybody can Google gambler's fallacy. You remember the one game where you bought the half a point and you had 7 and you bought it to 6.5 and they won by 7 and you go, see, I made money. But over thousands of games, you're a loser.
Here's a perfect example. I've got a little competition between my son and a couple other guys. We pick against the NFL spread every week, right?
Right.
Each of us. And my record, I am now week 9. I am 7 games above 500. One guy and we pick every game versus the spread. One guy is a few games better than me, and the others are all negative. So I feel like I'm winning, Eric. And again, I would never pick every game against the spread, especially in the NFL. It's impossible. Flip a coin. And
I got to roll because I got to get on the radio, and they're asking me to call the station. But what I will say is, we'll do this next week. We'll get into some of the NFL stats and trends. And like I said, again, all I can say is I look at sports like you look at sports. It's just a market.
Right.
Hey, John.
Yes.
As you go here, if we send you a whale or two, what do we say for the promo line?
You just tell me it came from Market Vitals. That's it.
Right on. We'll talk.
Tell Market Vitals sent you. And John, where can they find you today?
SportsInsiderRadio.com or JohnSyndicate.com.
Right.
JohnSyndicate.com. 1 S or 2 S?
2 S's.
John's Syndicate.
There you go.
John's plural.
Yep, as well as on Instagram.
John, thank you so
John,
much for your time, dude.
I know they're reinitiating, John, the shutdown, but you might want to get that Antifa beard kind of worked out.
John, you're the greatest.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right, Bobby.
How great is that?
That's awesome.
How great is that John dropped in? That's what happens here. When you build a community of guys that really have honesty and love in their heart, no matter what. I mean, say whatever you want about any slant I might have. And I know this to be true of Matt. All we're looking for is an honest conversation around trading, mostly inside Market Vitals. And the key to the honesty is really, where am I right and where am I wrong? And do I have the discipline to either listen to myself or listen to others especially when I'm wrong? Forget that. Not especially, because you got to listen to people when there's good data that says, dude, let this thing run a little bit. Let it breathe. Let it get some legs.
Yeah, we want to celebrate together. We want everybody. Listen, I can tell you exactly how to trade, and you're not going to do it the way I do it. Bob can do the same, and you're not going to do it the way I'm going to do it. But you will take some nuggets of wisdom and do it the way that you do it and make it even better. And that's the whole idea. Community makes, as always, it takes more than a family to raise a kid. It's always said, and it's really true. And it's like, we're all here to learn. We're all learning every day. And that's really what we want to bring to the table at marketvitals.io.
All right, Matt. Thank you so much, dude. Awesome job again.
Appreciate it.